Oh shit! I didn't even see it. Let's go. Let me touch it. Are they soft?
Yeah,
They're
the crowd
soft. Let me
soft.
see the inside.
They're really comfy.
Oh,
Welcome
yeah.
back to the Second Round Podcast.
What a great opener.
This is the boys. We're back. And you're wondering what the fuck took us so long. Well, a lot happened. The Leafs came and gone in the time we've last
We don't have to talk about it.
I went to Nashville and saw Taylor Swift live and in color. And I was there for the release of Speak Now. Supposedly it's a big deal. Oh, my God. Swifties. And then...
Was I back yet from Boston the last time we did it?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
It wasn't that
God.
long. Yeah, okay.
No,
I
we
knew it
did
wasn't
it.
that
We
long
did
ago.
this like right before Game 1 of the Leaf series.
Right,
Is
yeah.
when we. Yeah.
Jeez, really?
That's fucking a long time ago. Sorry,
Yeah,
folks.
it's been a little while.
It's been a little
We're
while.
kind of distracted.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, you don't pay us, so.
We make $0 and 0 cents.
Well, we were.
I'm at the Leafs games every second night.
That is true too. Yeah, it was tough.
Yeah.
Hectic schedule.
We could have did like a watch party.
If we had the mixer, we would have did a watch party.
When are we gonna get that motherfucker?
Well, we got to order it now once all the money's divvied out for the pod and shit. We
You already
gotta
had
get
that
on
divvy out.
For the pool.
You
Yeah,
have
for the pool.
You have $240 to spend.
I'll get on that. Yeah, that's my bad. I'll get on that shit.
That's not your bad. Just it's available. If you
Yeah,
want.
thanks for joining, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks for buying us a mixer,
Good
folks.
shit.
To everyone that joined, best of luck. To everyone that's in the bottom, like one of my teams, I entered 3. I'm right there with you. I had a guy in 3rd place, and then the Leafs decided to fuck me.
Yeah.
And I still got a dark horse though. There's a little dark horse element that I might be able to squeeze into 3rd place there.
My dad has a team, and he was like dead last at the beginning of it, and now every day after a game, he's like, "Oh, I creeped up 2 spots."
It's a marathon, not a sprint.
It's
It
a
is a
marathon.
marathon.
I tell
Yeah.
everyone.
Yeah.
Honestly,
The guys who go longer.
Honestly, I feel like the Rangers fucked me even more than the Leafs did. 'Cause if the
Yeah.
Rangers got to the 2nd round, even if they lost to Carolina, my Matt Hags 3 would have been on fire.
Was that the one that was top 3?
No, my
No,
Matt Hags 2 is top 3, but my Matt Hags number 3 would have been on fire because I would have had Rangers, Dallas, and Las Vegas.
But yeah, primarily Rangers.
Yeah,
Brad
So-
Greensley got was it Carolina and Dallas?
yeah, that's sick.
So he's like 10th now. So he's
Yeah.
probably gonna win.
He's creeping on the. He's creeping
He's
up
on the
now,
way
and
up,
so
yeah.
is I don't know what place is Scapelin in now.
He's down there.
He's,
No, okay.
He's like 30.
he's praying for Carolina to put up 7 goals a game, and also
It's just not gonna happen.
And
Yeah, but it
Aho
wouldn't
and
matter
what's her
anyway
name
because
are out.
Brad is ahead of him with
Yeah,
Carolina.
he's T30 right now.
I didn't know if he was
T6.
like. Obviously, there's some people that went on Carolina, but
Zach. Me and you are right behind each other.
oh yeah,
I got 1
What
point
place?
up on you. Yeah,
Are we doing hockey now or?
We can
Yeah.
just talk about it. Like, to anyone that's listening at this point, we'll skip ahead 20 minutes. That's what we're giving ourselves, same as always.
Okay.
If you don't want to
Jeez.
listen to sports.
So who do you guys want to win the cup now that there's the fucking 4 Latios left?
Either Dallas or Vegas, personally.
I don't want to see Vegas win just because they haven't had the struggle yet.
No,
They're
but
a brand new
Well,
team,
they missed the playoffs.
and their fans
Yeah.
know nothing but success, and it pisses me off.
yeah, but I honestly kind of like that in a weird way. And what I mean by that is, like, it's not Vegas's fault that for years the league fucked up expansion teams. Like, that doesn't mean you get grandfathered into years of shittiness. Like, and it also
Alright.
just goes to show how much better the skill gap is in the NHL now compared to those
I don't
days.
even like who do they have left from that expansion draft? Like Marchessault and Riley Smith.
Riley Smith,
Carlson.
They were like the 3 main guys.
But, like, they've done
So,
a lot of good
Shea
moves.
Theodore maybe.
Yes,
I think so. So it's 4 players. The rest of their teams since then.
I think they still have a lot of
They
people.
knew how to sign guys. Their management team's been very, very good. They've signed some good players, made some solid trades, like to stay relevant. But it is what it is.
I think Vegas would be the most interesting story. I kind of dread Carolina or fucking Florida winning because, like, no offense, but they don't have any fans.
Carolina does.
I guess offense intended, but
Carolina does. They have a pretty good fan base, but Florida doesn't. Florida's
Matt, they're like bottom 3 or 4 in attendance in the league.
they had a full
Revenue.
Maybe
Maybe for playoffs, but like
Yeah.
regular season, they
yeah, but name a
They don't
team.
really draw.
Name a team aside from a very select few that sells out every fucking regular season game.
I'd say like the top 10 teams in the league. But this is
In a
information that's
32
available.
team league, yeah. So like,
It's 1/3.
Yeah, but they're
which
like bottom 4.
But that's what I expect.
They're like down with Arizona and Buffalo and teams that aren't relevant, I guess is what I'm saying.
Buffalo's gonna be relevant.
Vegas does. Vegas sells it every game.
Yeah, they do.
That's also the market they're in, though. Like
Exactly.
Vegas was made to host sporting events.
They're in a sick market.
Yeah.
They're in a sick market. It's not their fault.
No, I'm not disagreeing with that. I'm saying like I want Vegas or Dallas to win, but I definitely don't want Carolina or
I
Florida.
do. I want to see Dallas win just for
I kinda hate
Pavelski,
Dallas.
man. Oh man, I love Dallas. They always
I
do
don't
so
know.
good in the playoffs.
Something about Jamie Ben's like face that just pissed me off.
Hags, he was your favorite player before years ago.
No, it wasn't
How
that he was
second.
my favorite player. Said I loved him in Hut. His Hut
Yeah, so he's your
card was
favorite player.
crazy, and I used to get him every year, and he was cracked.
Wasn't he like a 96 overall or something?
cracked,
It was
man.
crazy.
All right, so before we talk about the Leafs for 10 or 15 minutes, who's going to win the cup? I'm taking Florida.
You think Florida?
Yeah.
Nah, I want Vegas.
It's Bob's. I think Bob's. Bob's going nuts.
I
If he
think
keeps playing the way he is, man.
They got a
I want
chance.
Vegas. I think it's Dallas. I think Ottinger is starting to really find his form, and I think they have a little bit of depth scoring that's underrated.
He got pulled in Game 6, I think.
Yeah, but he's fine.
Yeah, I know.
Every-
And then he practically put up a shutout with
Yeah.
17 seconds left to score.
What do you think
in Game
Florida's
7.
going to win?
Why?
Yeah.
Did you see the last two series?
Bobrovsky.
Yeah, but I think
Bobrovsky's
Florida's
gonna-
playing shit.
Bobrovsky's going to prove that the Carey Price theory could have worked if they had one more player.
You're saying the Leafs played they did not play shit in the Florida series. Game 1, 2, and 3, they played shit? Yes.
They
They're an
couldn't score.
opportunistic team with unbelievable goaltending right now. That's all you really need.
Yeah.
That's what I mean.
They
You
take
think they're gonna
advantage
get
of turnovers.
You think they're going to get those opportunities with Carolina?
I don't know.
I don't think so.
They got him with Boston.
Carolina's like the best defensive team in the league.
They also beat Boston, who's the best team ever created,
True.
arguably. For best team in
I just
statistically.
don't want to give Florida credit because they.
I love when I walk across the screen. I can't wait to hit the mixer and I can just look at it on the big screen to make sure we're still recording. It's gonna be sick.
So I say Florida. Who you say?
I said Vegas.
Jill, who you say?
Who do I think is going to win?
Yeah.
Or who do I want to win?
Who do you think is going to win?
Both.
Carolina.
I think and want Florida.
We
Carolina.
got 3.
I'd rather lose to the Cup champ. I don't give a fuck who wins. I'd rather lose to the person that won.
Yeah.
We've done that many times in the past.
Exactly.
Many times.
Doesn't make you feel any better, but
What? What's your argument?
this just said doesn't make you feel any better. But at least
that the
you can
reason why
say
you
that you
picked them?
lost to the person that won. No, I think they're going to win because I think they're going to win.
Yeah.
Like I picked them. I think they're going to win.
Time will tell, I guess.
They already beat. They beat the two best teams in the East.
It's kind of pissed me off. It's all like Southern markets, so Canada's getting jobbed again.
Yeah, because Gary Bettman's a fucking loser.
Why?
Who's getting jobbed?
Canada.
Oh, yeah.
Like
It
4
Bettman
Southern
hates
markets
Canada.
in the final.
should be coming to Quebec.
30 years since the last Canadian team has won, and 30 years since Gary Bettman came in.
That's so fucked.
It's not a coincidence.
It's a correlation for sure.
Yeah. So, Jill, who you take again?
I said Carolina.
Hags, who you take? What do you got there, Vaughn?
I was just
I've-
fixing some audio levels. I had your mic switched, so you were higher than Josh for a little bit, and I just fixed it. Sorry.
Sorry, I'm also just checking.
I
in.
just want to know who you have your Stanley Cup pick, and then
I want Vegas. I think it's going to be Dallas.
okay. All right. So now, who do the Leafs trade?
Let's start off on the deep end here with Hags.
Me?
Yeah.
I think it's going to be hard to trade any of them depending on what you want in return. But I think the best.
I don't know. You were throwing out some pretty blasphemous trade proposals today.
Who's the one I never did that.
Who did that?
That was
it was him, wasn't
no,
it?
it wasn't.
Who
Who
sent
was it?
that?
You were
It was-
commenting
was
on
it
it.
Skate
All
One?
I
The one
said-
about Wilson?
Yeah, Wilson and them.
That was just a tweet.
Yeah, that was just a tweet.
Yeah, but who
that
sent
I
it?
think it was either
Was
it Rabs?
No, I thought it was.
Rabs.
I thought it was Jake.
I thought it was-
I thought it was
It was like
Kennedy.
Marner.
Rabs.
Right?
Was it Marner and Nylander for Tom Wilson and Travis Konecny?
Tom Wilson, Travis Konecny.
They're not even on the same team.
Someone else.
That's what I'm saying.
And
No,
it
no,
wasn't,
no,
but
no,
it
no,
wasn't
no,
a
no,
trade.
no, it was-
Okay, let's
You
make
want me to-
something
Oh, it
very
was just
clear.
saying get rid of them.
Yes,
and then
let's
bring
make
in,
something very clear. They said, "If would you be okay with if the Leafs got rid of Nylander and Marner, and in return it was like Wilson, Konecny, and there was two more
Tyler
people.
Bertuzzi.
Bertuzzi and Corey Perry.
Yeah.
Yes.
Absolutely, I do that.
Absolutely.
So what
Give
I
me
s-
all.
No.
give me
So
That
what
was-
I said
No.
was
What?
my
No.
take. My take was if you take out Nylander and Konechny. I don't need Konechny to come over, and I'd like to keep Nylander. I would 100%, if there was a trade to be made,
better.
I'd trip out. I'd get rid of Marner, yes. And if we could somehow get, I'm not saying it would be a trade Marner for Wilson. I'm saying overall, if we could then acquire Wilson through draft pick trades, whatever Washington's in the middle of doing, and sign Bertuzzi and get Corey Perry, I would sign that deal tomorrow. Yes. So I don't think that's a blasphemous take there, Josh.
The
Boom.
part you no, not at all. The part you guys gotta take into consideration is there's a cap.
Yeah.
Who are you getting back from Marner and Nylander? Because I guarantee it's not gonna be free.
There's gonna be 2 players that are worth $5 million.
And then you gotta add Tyler Bertuzzi onto it, and then you gotta add Tom Wilson. They
No,
all
you
make-
would move them for those players in return. Like, obviously,
Mitch Marner
These
makes
players are
$11
worth
million.
money. They're worth picks. They're worth
yeah,
players.
yeah.
You're not just getting Tom Wilson and fucking.
I think you'd be
No,
surprised.
Hags
what
is just saying.
Washington is.
Hags just saying, no matter how you work it, you lose Nylander and Marner, and then you get those guys.
I
And
guess
I'm
I
saying
have an
I'd keep
issue with
Nylander
At the end
getting
of the
rid of
day,
him.
and
that's
I
who you
wouldn't
lose,
take.
and then that's who you get.
Yeah, so you could trade the first round. I mean, let's remember, Washington gave up their first round pick and Gustafson for just Sandin. Looks like Washington's kind of ready to clear house. Tom Wilson's older and getting ready to be on an expiring deal. I'm sure he's not.
He's
gonna
also
be,
injury prone.
Yes, I'm sure he's not going to be some pricey fucking thing to get from Washington.
Actually, I think he would be.
I don't think so. I don't think.
That guy's a unicorn.
I'm not saying he wouldn't be. I'm not saying he wouldn't be worth something.
He's like
I'm
Chris
saying
Porzingis. If Chris Porzingis
Was
would
good?
would murder somebody. I just meant as in he's a unicorn.
I'm saying I
We
don't
call
think it
Chris
would
Stapps the
be.
unicorn.
I think the answer's somewhere in the
Jokic?
middle. I don't think he'd be as expensive as like what we're like. What a first?
I
round-
don't think he's worth what Marner's worth.
No, that's what
If
I'm
what
saying.
you're
Is like
saying.
we'd be able to figure something.
But he's
out.
definitely worth more than Nylander.
No.
Tom Wilson?
No, he's not. Tom Wilson, dude, he's like 32
What is all right? Hold on.
now.
What is a
He's
trade for Tom
32.
Wilson?
What?
Throw it out. Throw it out.
The trade for
I
Tom
don't want
Wilson?
to talk about the
Yes.
trade proposals. Hags is asking if you would take it.
No.
Hags is not asking you to make the trade.
But then he's
asking you-
saying that it's going to be more involved. It's not going to be 1-for-1.
No shit, it's not going to be one for
This
one. I'm
was
not
just-
trading.
So what's the
Marner.
trade?
This was just some idiot that
I
posts
don't
on
know
Twitter
what the
who
trade would be.
fucking-
I don't
Josh,
agree
you
with-
find a way.
The term getting rid of Marner and Nylander, I don't agree with it. They're worth a lot of value.
Losing.
I agree.
Okay.
And okay, so
losing.
that whatever that value would be, if we flip it through multiple trades to be at the end of the day, Bertuzzi, Perry, and fucking Tom Wilson are on the roster, and Marner's gone, I would take that.
I think you can
I mean,
add
you can
those
take
players
Corey,
without
you can,
getting
like,
rid of.
You can kind of take Corey Perry and go to fuck, honestly.
Yeah,
Fuck
but,
Corey
like-
Yeah,
Perry.
fuck that guy.
But
like, if
Great
you
playoff
need
performer,
that
They
though.
can
guy.
sign Corey
But we
Perry
need that
tomorrow
guy.
if they want to, man.
No, I don't think.
He openly said he wanted to come to Toronto
Yeah,
years
now he
ago.
definitely doesn't.
Now he
hates
don't.
him
But
now.
then we went with
Yeah,
Joe Thornton.
Fuck that guy.
Yeah. I don't disagree.
Fuck Corey Perry.
Well, I'm just saying.
That's a
Okay,
bit of a
a
blunder,
Corey
eh?
Perry type player. How about
Give me
that?
Tyler Bertuzzi all day.
Yeah, I don't think.
Sick
I don't-
player.
Yeah, but
Although
The
I think
Leafs don't need to get any slower.
no, they don't.
They already got fucking Kenworth Tavares.
I also think low key.
Perry's slow.
I also think they can low key.
Tom
keep
Wilson's not
Ryan
fast.
O'Reilly.
Yeah, but they need somebody that can fucking beat the shit out of guys, and they need somebody to change Matthews' mentality.
But no, what they need is someone that
they
can.
need
beat-
somebody to change mentality of everybody.
That's not going to happen.
I don't think it's gonna happen.
You don't.
They are
I
with
The
don't-
only way it's going
I
to
don't
happen
think
is
that-
if Martin or like Tavares or Matthews go. I don't think Nylander would change the
Nylander plays his style,
Man,
like him or take him.
No,
he has
no,
good
no,
moments.
I don't
he
mean
has
it like
bad
that.
moments.
I mean the mentality of the players. Like if you
I don't-
watch their fucking post, their
Nylander has
fucking locker
consistently
cleanup.
been the best playoff performer on the Leafs.
The
in
last 2
certain
years, at
aspects.
least.
The best
Listen-
forward.
In certain aspects.
Yeah.
Just listen for a sec. So every year, you watch their fucking post game interviews, and you watch
That's
their
not. But that's not
their
them.
post game interviews, but their fucking. Don't say that's not them. I
It's
know
not
what you're
them
saying.
because-
I know what
because
you're saying because they tell them to fucking.
It's
say-
media
don't-
training. You're just taking fucking Adam Wild's quote from SDPN. That's all
Yes,
you're doing.
That's exactly what I'm doing because it was right.
No, it's not. They don't. They're fine.
They don't care.
They do care. The
No, they
fucking
don't.
the
They don't.
Toronto media
They know that at
comes
the end
in.
of the day, if they want to stay here, they're just like, I don't give a fuck. Like I'm safe.
They all said they wanted to stay.
Yeah, like same
Yeah,
fucking
no,
thing. Who
no, no,
cares
no.
what?
They're not gonna say they're-
Matthews didn't say that. Matthews said, I want to stay. And then when he was asked about the future core, he said, I don't know. It feels like it's up in the air right now. In my opinion, that's him saying it without the PR training bullshit. That's him giving the okay to the media saying, I'm okay with making a change. I'm sick of fucking losing.
I'm more so talking about Marner.
We can't trade Matthews. If he wants to be here, we
you're
give him
not
what he
losing
wants.
Matthews. What
That's
I'm
fair.
I would never trade Matthews. What I'm
Okay.
saying is he's open
As long
to
as that's
losing
off
one
the
of the
table.
core, in my opinion. That's his way of
I
saying
think it's
it.
Mariner, and you trade him for his no move clause.
I 100% agree. I think
I don't
Mariner's
think it's for
done.
Tom
I
Wilson.
think he gets traded to Columbus.
For who?
Johnny Gaudreau.
I don't want Gaudreau
I
back.
don't want
That's the
that
same
at
player.
all.
That's the same fucking
I
player
understand.
coming back.
Same
I
player, but
understand, but
just
that's
smaller.
I
Johnny
understand, but
Gaudreau
that's
just
probably
shittier.
I
Yeah.
understand, but that's probably what's going to happen, and they're going to give him picks because fucking Columbus were the ones that offer sheeted him.
There got to be other people on
That's
Columbus
true.
too. Oh, I don't disagree with
Columbus
that.
would want him.
Zach loves it. No disrespect, because I agree with
I
a
know,
lot of
but
their
I
takes.
loved it.
You
quote
just
STP because it's fair.
repeat what the SDV
Yeah, just-
says.
I
I
like
was
it.
just doing today. Just saying the same.
I listened to it like a
shit.
couple days ago.
I liked it
whenever
because
came
I
out.
didn't know it.
It's
And
true.
The viewers didn't.
It's just
I have a feeling the 17 viewers that are listening to this for our sports talk also
Oh,
listen to
18
SDP.
today. I mentioned it today at the business boot camp.
Nice. Man, I don't know. We might get some American viewers. I was repping my second round pod all around Nashville.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Everyone's like, "Oh, what's SRP?" You're
No
like,
one asked me a thing.
No.
But they saw it because it was the full one. It was the OG, the second round pod, the OG merch,
Yeah.
the full name. So one or two people might
So
have said
maybe it's not Goudreau, but like what about Kent Johnson and like Kirill Marchenko, like two young studs. Kirill Marchenko's like 6'5"
You
and
want to know
skates like
something
a-
crazy,
You
Josh?
don't
I
know
think
those
they need
players.
to change
Josh,
the
I'm
complete
gonna be-
outlook.
well,
I'm gonna
I don't
be-
think you would go for like
They're
young
too-
talent like that.
I think they need
I
to
think you would.
change. They need like
You
what-
want to
what
win.
do
You still want to
yeah,
win
but
right
what
now.
are you doing with Marner? Like you're not going to get back equal value of what he's worth now. It needs to
You
be
get people who are
multiple
going to
pieces.
grow on their
Yeah.
ELCs, and you get free agents in that are take up the cap space of Mariners that make your team better, in my opinion.
But the free agent
More
pool is
depth.
terrible this year. Michael Bunting was ranked number 2.
Well, Tyler Bertuzzi is a free agent.
Okay, what do you want to give him 11 million? Because there's a lot more money to go
No, I
around.
give him like 7, and
I'm
then
sure you
give
can make
someone
other
else 4.
trades though.
I don't disagree with trading Marner.
Who
I
says
just
you can't
think
trade Morgan Riley?
not
No.
trading Morgan
I was
Riley.
watching Kipper and Bourne, and there was some guy fucking. He works for
I
Sportsnet,
don't know how you watch that.
and he was suggesting he's like, who says that you don't trade Tavares for Drew Doughty?
I do that.
I do that.
I do
You
that in a
swap two
heartbeat.
shitty salaries.
I do that.
You
but
I don't
swap-
think
do
LA does that.
I do
LA's
that under-
forward pool is stacked.
I do.
I'm just saying they
That just
struggle-
makes it
they-
worse.
I would do that.
It was just a suggestion.
I would.
and that's
I
what
would
heard.
trade Tavares for
For
Drew
fucking Nick
Doughty,
Kiprios.
No,
assuming.
it wasn't Kiprios, and that's a good fucking show.
Nick Kiprios is
Is
awful.
this the podcast where we just take everyone else's takes and throw them back? Can we have it?
I didn't have a take. I just said what this guy said.
You did say that. You did say that.
I didn't say it as a take.
Yeah,
I
you
feel
said
like
it.
this-
Someone
I feel
else
like
said
this
that.
is a shouty
Yes.
episode.
I'm agreeing with you.
I'm looking at the levels. They're not doing great right now.
It's like
Hags unleashing
heart
on
rate
me.
machine?
Hags unleashing on me for just being a
it's like
messenger.
it's like the
I'm
EKG.
just feeling it out there. I can sit here and just shut my fucking mouth if you like.
No, no, no. There's nothing wrong with it.
it's
There's nothing
not.
wrong
I
with it.
didn't mean it like that. I just mean like I just.
Yeah,
feel
man. Well,
like-
we all just fucking turn on this show, and we can just like put the show up to the mic, and then you guys can listen to the show through us.
That's exactly what Alex said.
That's not what we're doing.
Exactly what Alex said.
Yeah, I know. I'm repeating what he said.
Hey guys, my next take is going to be from the
That's why we want that
31
mixer.
Thoughts with Elliot Friedman. Anyone else want to hear my?
32 thoughts.
Yeah.
Well, this is 31.
Is that? This is the 33rd thought.
Oh my fuck. Okay.
Let's make that a segment on the pod. It's called the 33rd Thought. We just review Elliot Friedman's
Just
podcast.
read his fucking news article
So here's what Elliot had to say today on the podcast.
word for word.
Don't listen to him.
Like
listen
we're
to
in
us.
fucking like book reading in grade 9 or something. Just fucking reading right off the
But
thing.
to make a point about what you just said about whatever that guy was talking about, to me, the only way I'm getting rid of Tavares for any trade, as much as
It's not
we
gonna
agree, as much as we agree he's slow, et cetera, I think he's still a point per game player. And yes, the contract's too high, but he's still a great second line center in the league. Like I'm not upset
I
with
disagree.
Tavares. Tavares is what you want. But I get rid of him if it guarantees that we keep Ryan O'Reilly.
I disagree.
I
and
disagree.
Here's why.
Sure.
They need to change something.
I'm in agreement. We get rid of Marner. Like that's to me. You're not getting rid of multiple.
In
of
an
them. You're never
ideal
going
world,
to.
Tavares is gone. You keep all 3 of them, and you get more fucking grit.
That's just not going to happen though. 'cause
I know.
Tavares
That's what I
is
mean.
by far the hardest one.
You can't
Yeah.
trade Tavares.
And in my opinion, because of that, you keep him. I don't want to trade him and have to get rid of draft picks and not get something that's not unless
he
there's
has no
some
movement
dra-
clause. He's not going anywhere.
I agree, but that's what I'm saying. Like the only way I'd get rid of him is if you can keep Ryan O'Reilly, but the trade would fuck us. So to me, you keep him and you get rid of Marner.
Yeah, he only has 2 years left.
And like Marner had a great year. Like
He
just-
did.
I'm not, and it's like it
I think
just-
He's one of
just
the most.
needs-
He's one,
something just needs to change.
but he is one of the most like there's also a part of me, like, I know this is going to piss off a lot of people, definitely you three, but there's also a part of me that says, like, maybe you don't change anything.
Listen,
Maybe you get a new coach and that's it. But, like, am I saying it's the right move? No.
That would be changed, though, new coach.
But, like, but honestly, like, that's the problem. There's two sides to this coin, okay?
For those of you at the 20-minute mark, we are still continuing the conversation of hockey.
Yes.
Tune in for.
How do you see
give
the
it another
time?
5 minutes.
It's right up there.
Your vision's psycho.
But let me just make this point, and then you can tell me how I'm wrong, okay?
no, I'm not. You go ahead.
A
To
little
me, there's
showdown.
two sides of this coin, okay? To me, there's two sides. To me, there's two sides of this coin. There's the side of, and I don't necessarily disagree with either. Two things can be right at the same time. We need a change. It's obvious that there's something there that needs to happen. There's something about the culture. There's something that is not working. It's 7 times in a row where they've lost. We need results. I want to get past we got past the first round, great, and then we just didn't show up in the second. It's also going to be hard to get any form of value for any of these players that is worth trading them, because as much as we're pissed off with them, they do have value and they are good players. There's just some intangible thing that you can't.
No
like,
one
if
has
this was a
cap.
video game, I'd love to have the fucking Toronto Maple Leafs. They're great on paper. They're a good team. They all produce. They do different things, but there's an intangible there that they're missing. So you either A, trade one of the core 4, and you're probably not going to actually get the same amount of quote-unquote value in return, but maybe it's something that works. You get a guy that changes something in the locker room, you get more grit, you do something, and it works out, and we're all happy. Or the shitty thing happens, you trade them, they suck even more, and it doesn't work out, and then we're wondering why the fuck we got rid of a great
And then they go
player
on
like
to win
Marner.
the cup.
Win the cup or something, and then we're saying, why the fuck did you get rid of a guy like Marner? He penalty kills, he's fast, he does... Like, obviously, that's my point, is that when we're talking about these trades, we're always going to have a but, or that makes no sense, or that's not a good enough value. Of course, he's almost a 100-point guy for the last 4 seasons, one of the best wingers in the league. But they didn't fucking win, so that's the end of the discussion for me. Like, you got to do something.
Do you have a rebuttal?
That was a pretty good debate.
If they,
Sending it back to Zach.
Continue.
if next season starts, if game 1 starts,
Mm-hmm.
and the only thing that changes is the coach, I'm going to lose my fucking mind.
Well, that's
I'm
the
going to show up,
But here,
and I'm going to piss all over this mic.
but when you say that, just to be clear, when you say that, are you talking about the core 4 of the team overall? Because there's so
Obviously,
many.
the team's going to change. They have 6 or 7.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So, like, the question then becomes, with a change in coach, do you think you can bring in people
No.
that will make the change?
No, that was this year. Ryan O'Reilly, Noel Achari, Luke Shen.
Doesn't change.
Yeah, but they're still under
Awesome.
Keefe.
Yeah,
So if they come in with a new coach,
that you can make it.
They've done this.
they might be able to gel
They've done
better.
this.
No,
They've
they
done it
didn't.
with Babcock.
That doesn't. No, that's not. It's not the same thing.
I don't think it. I
In my
don't.
opinion.
Obviously, it's-
Babcock was a
No.
mentality breaker for them. This is a scheme
No.
issue. This is a
No.
coach issue.
the coach fucking sucks.
Yes.
That's fair. We all know that. But it's very fucking obvious. How do you get outcoached so fucking bad? Anyway, I'm not talking about that. I could have done a better fucking job.
That's kind of blasphemous. That's pretty blasphemous.
You would have been shitting bricks, being like,
I
"I guess
obviously
we'll
was
put
shit
Matthews
bricks.
out there, boys."
Okay, yeah, well, when it do, put out the best fucking guys. I would have done a better job.
Austin, you good? Coach,
Oh, yeah, offensive
coach, I
zone job.
just,
Yeah, Camp, get out there. Yeah, let's go.
he was the man. Him and
Yeah,
Lafferty, man.
Tavares, get out there with Camp and fucking
I
Lafferty.
also
Get
want to
out
say
there.
this, low key. I don't think they would have beaten Florida,
Penalty kill, oh,
but
yeah,
I
Justin
do
Noel, get out
think
there.
I do think losing Nines actually did really hurt them too.
Oh, big time.
I
He's
think
their
not-
best winger, but that's
That's
another,
fucked.
That's
another
fault of the
fucked-
roster.
Yes,
It's another
because
fault of the
he's-
roster.
you had him for 3 regular season games, and then you're depending on him in the playoffs like that.
Exactly.
Well,
Like,
this,
no.
This is a good segue into what I want to say. Can I?
Sure.
Can I have the soapbox?
Of course.
Okay. What if instead of instead of trading one of the core 4 for a player that impacts now, you trade him for a package of 3 young players that are going to grow into great players?
Because this isn't rebuilding. We're
But
here.
what if you do a little retool for 2 years, Tavares comes off the books, and then you have another core going at it hard, kind of like what Tampa
I
did.
don't hate it.
I don't hate
If
it.
you
I don't
can
hate
get
it.
Matthews to
'Cause
commit,
Matthews is
if you
would
get
be-
Matthews to commit long term, I don't hate it.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Matthews,
that-
we're going to know that
27,
answer.
But that's but the thing is trying to sell to Matthews. Hey, do you want to
He's
kinda
not going to want to
a
do
retool?
that. There's no way.
I think he's okay to do
He's-
something, but he
but-
definitely wants to win. You
Yeah,
need to be
I think
competitive.
he's okay with trading
But
one
I
of the
still
core
think
4.
you still be
Oh,
competitive.
I'm not
with
saying
that team.
rebuild. I'm saying maybe you're an 8th seed and you're like kind of.
I don't give a fuck what seed you're in because clearly it doesn't matter.
It doesn't
There's
matter.
a
at
little
all.
reset, and they build towards a stronger team at the end. Because John
think-
Tavares
I
is
think
not
that
going to do
I
it.
think Josh, I agree with you in principle, but I think that's going to be a
Fans
way.
would go fucking crazy.
One, I think that's a very hard thing to do in today's.
I think
NFL.
they're at the end of their window with John Tavares. He was given that contract for the 5-year window that they just pissed away, and he's
Very
showing his
true.
age.
We said that when they got him.
Well, we knew the end of the contract
That
was going
the
to be
end of the
bad
contract was gonna
money
be
wise, of
ugly.
course.
It was
But I
supposed to
still
be a
think
cap that was growing. It's a flat cap. The cap's probably not going to grow anymore. Look at what's happened in Arizona.
that also people that hold that against Kyle Dubas, I still think are the stupidest people in the world. You had a guy.
He gambled.
He didn't gamble.
Like,
he was confirmed the
it
cap
was an-
was going
it
to
was
go
an
up by like
extremely
6
educated
mil,
guess.
and then all of a sudden the world ended, and the fucking like literally the world ended, and now it's a flat cap. Like that's not anyone's fault.
Act of God.
Like that's literally no one's
Get you out of
fault.
contracts for the term, but
That's
it's
like-
something that.
Like that's like. Never mind. I'm not going to make that joke.
Right.
But anyways, so like that's my idea of how they could creatively get around. this.
I don't hate it as long as you get what are you saying over there?
Let me share with the class.
What are you saying?
not his fault.
What are you saying?
He's being a silly goose.
Being a silly goose.
As long as Matthews buys in, I'm cool. I'm good. You got
Well, yeah, you get that answer July
Joseph Wall
1st.
is coming up. You can let go of Sammy if you got to, and fucking
I think
go-
Wall's the future. in
ride
that.
Wall, man. He's
That's
a good
obvious.
Why
fucking
don't you
goalie.
ride both?
I was super confident in him when he came in, man. He's a good goalie.
Mm.
Made some good saves.
So at the end of the day, let's kind of wrap this up because I think we can go on about it for hours. But the main point is, are we all in agreement some change needs to be made? Maybe we're not. Maybe we're not in agreement of how you do it, but do we agree a change?
Well,
needs
Yeah,
to be
well, if you
made?
don't
Look at
change,
this.
it's just the definition of insanity. So
Another
like,
thing
I don't think
Another
it's
thing
Dubas.
7 in a row.
for
I
another
do
year.
think. I think
who's
it's Dubas.
who's cup final last year?
The cup final last year was Colorado and Tampa.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so like this year, the Final Four doesn't have anybody besides Bobrovsky making over $10 million.
But that's the same as every year, man.
What's
and
his
that's
thing
just
make?
Well, real money makes like 14.
yeah.
Yeah, but that's
But that
nice
also
cap.
has
Cap.
that. But that to me is a bullshit argument because then that implicates state taxes, fucking. Because like not every market's the same. You're given different value
Well-
contracts because of where you're living and Canadian dollar versus like that's.
I think Dallas is a good example of what I was saying. They had Jamie Benn, Tyler Seguin, kind of did a little retool where they got Jake Ottinger,
Hints.
Jason Robertson, Rupe Hintz,
Hmm?
Miro Heiskanen. They got them all in 2018 with a bunch of picks, and now look at their team now, way better.
I don't disagree with you there, but I think that we have those players now. Is my point. Like,
Yeah.
But
that-
they have no cap.
They have no cap, man.
Yeah, and neither's Dallas going to have any cap in like another year or two when those.
Who cares if they win the cup? They're in the conference final. They've already gotten farther than the Leafs
Don't disagree with
twice.
You. I'm
They,
just
they got to the
saying, like,
final.
And as much, whenever you try to convince yourself that, like, if anybody's trying
Change
to convince
gotta
yourself that you don't need to make a change, if anybody is fucking stupid enough to think that, 5 out of 16 was the furthest the Leafs have gotten in the last 7 years
Mhm.
since this
7
whole thing
years, yeah.
started. 5 out of 16. You're not close.
No.
You're not,
Not
even.
even close.
You're not
What
even.
do you mean
You
5
don't.
out of 16?
5 wins out of 16. You need 16 wins to
Oh.
win the cup.
Shit. Yeah.
They got 5.
Yeah.
It's the furthest they've ever gotten.
Yeah.
That's fucking
Usually
pathetic.
they get 3. Usually they get
the
3.
amount,
Pretty
the
shit
amount
when
of
you put it
hype
that
that
way.
that team gets with regards to how well they've done, like just looking at it,
Yeah, it makes no fucking
it
sense.
makes no
but
sense.
It's just Leafs fans and Leafs media just fucking
It
blow
is,
it.
yeah, it is.
Well, it's a mix of two things.
But
It's a
it's,
top five
it's just
team.
that the,
like-
the management and everybody are convinced that this team can win when they just can't.
Yeah.
I don't think the management's convinced anymore. I think.
Oh, I don't think they are now.
I think this is why I don't think.
End
they
of the
should-
rope.
I
I
don't
bet they did on night of Game 6
probably, but I don't.
because I
think-
thought it too.
Yeah. You just tore up.
dude, if you're doing like, let's be real here. We all said it, and I still stand by this take. That team we just had was the best team I've seen.
Oh
like,
yeah,
in
yeah,
terms
yeah.
of like they like
not even close.
On paper.
Yeah, not even on paper.
No,
Like-
Josh, the best team.
It's the best
On
team of the
paper.
Matthews Marner era.
Yeah, I think that team kicks the ass of last year's team
Oh, yeah.
And the year before.
and the year
that.
before
And
and the
the
year
year
before. Not on paper, in real life. Like
But hey, Zach just said they got 2 more wins than those teams.
Oh yeah, I know. But Hags was just saying in reference
Marginal,
to
maybe.
in reference to when this all started, this was the best shot they had at it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, definitely. Well, no.
Dude,
no.
the pathway was carved out for him.
Canadian division.
Yes, that doesn't count.
Yeah.
That's the biggest choke of all time. We can
Let's
fucking
forget
cry
about
about
it.
that.
That was the best.
That's the
chance
worst
they
loss.
had.
I don't wanna talk about
That's the
that.
worst loss in franchise history. We've had this debate before. Like that's fucking outrageous. But anyways, but to
Another reason why there has to be.
That was the
change.
clearest path they had.
yeah, so my
Only
I
time they
guess
won the
my
division.
ending discussion, because we need to touch on it. I think Kyle Dubas, as much as you can say good things he's done and bad things, I think overall he's done a great job given the circumstances that he's been given. And the thing I like about him too is that I think he's young enough that he has an opportunity to do something here. It's either you go two paths. You either fire him, and I wouldn't be opposed to that, but I do like him. I personally would keep him. Or you keep him and you see what he can do and you give him one more bullet, in my opinion. And that bullet is what can you do with being able to move your superstars? Because that change needs to happen. So
You know what I think?
What?
I think he gets Brennan's job.
Oh, gets promoted. That's another take. That's another take too.
On the Steve Dangle podcast.
No. Fuck off. This is anyone with a goddamn brain. Just because we don't do our podcasts on time doesn't mean that I'm not allowed to say shit.
That is true. I'll give you that one. I will give you that. That is
All
a-
of my
that
knowledge
is a-
comes from two podcasts. That is not fair to make fun of me for using that knowledge to try to bring it to our podcast to make it better.
Saying what Nick Kiprio says is not knowledge.
I will give
No,
you
I-
this. I will give you this. That
Fuck
was
you.
different. That was different. The first time you did it, it was straight quoting.
When I straight referenced it,
That
yes.
was different.
No, but
Having
like,
an opinion
that
about
was my
Kyle Dubas
opinion.
getting promoted is fine.
Yeah, like when they were talking about it before, like when the playoffs started, how they weren't in the box together, and how apparently there was a big old rift going on.
Between him and Shanny.
Yeah.
What is going on with him? I haven't seen him in fucking year,
Shanny,
the whole year.
I think the Leafs upper man, like the ownership, is sick of him because he had a plan supposedly. Then him and Lou didn't get along, so they bail. And now you got this
which
young,
was the right choice.
and then you bring in this guy with Kyle Dubas, who literally has arguably changed their program off the ice in terms of their hockey ops, all that kind of stuff. Like he's
Shout out STB.
yeah, they talked about that. Like he's great.
How do you
Like,
know that wasn't Brendan?
it wasn't?
How do you
Like,
know that?
Because that's why they promoted Kyle. Like it's known is that like that's what he did well.
Oh.
Is like he was a big tool in retooling their sports science division and all this kind of stuff. So that's
Okay.
where that whole rumor is coming, is that they're going to promote Dubas to president because he might be more suited.
So what
in
does
that
the
role.
president even do then?
He'll make Pridham his GM.
Yeah.
Sounds like more of the same.
To
That-
steal from
That on Dallas, Dan
Yeah.
Tulsky is his name.
Whatever
Dan
his
Tulsky
name
or
is.
something. Apparently, he's like a really good fucking manager,
Yeah.
and he's the assistant GM right now for Dallas.
I thought it was Carolina.
Little Julian
Dallas.
Breezeball action.
Kid Park Berger fan.
Please,
No,
Can't
don't.
believe Pittsburgh
Brian
thinks
Burke
that's
back
a good
on.
idea.
No.
Can't believe Pittsburgh think that's a good idea.
Dubas and Brian
Anyways.
Burke would make a great
So
team.
just
Oh,
to-
day one, that was a shit fucking idea.
yeah, let's snip this one in the butt. This conversation. Go around the table. Is Dubas the GM? Is Dubas a part of the Toronto Maple Leafs at the start of next season? Yes or no?
guaranteed.
Tail? Yes.
No.
Okay,
Yes.
and I'm yes as well. That's fair.
I feel like
You said part of the Leafs organization.
Yeah,
So
so,
it
he could be the
doesn't- he doesn't
president
have
or
to
the
be-
GM.
Either gonna be
he
Yeah.
seemed
president or
pretty
GM.
fucking defeated in his press conference. Like,
He
seemed
was
like he
pretty
didn't want to be
emotional about
out.
his family and shit,
Yeah.
but he also said that if he's not working in Toronto, he won't be working anywhere next year.
So I say B. I'd say he's probably gonna like go into like another industry or something.
I'd be surprised.
I
don't
mean, you had to be at the head of this fucking monster of a fuck up. Not fuck up, I guess, choke job.
but I don't
That's gonna
think
be taken
anyone's.
toll
I
on.
don't,
He clearly cares the most out
Yeah.
of anybody.
yeah, I think. and
Watching
I
your
also
players
think,
just disappear.
But
like,
I
that'd be-
also think that the rational fan doesn't blame Dubas for any of
It's
this.
none of his fault, man. Like, what
Oh,
else can he
no.
do?
He-
What else do you expect him
I'd
to
just
do?
be
gave
sick
them
of
the
fucking
tools.
being in charge of it.
Maybe he's just pissed off that they can't fucking do anything, and he's like, "Boss, I gave you the tools.
Give
Make
me
some
the
fucking
tools.
comedy."
Give me the fucking tools here, buddy.
So, do you guys want to get off the hockey talk?
Yes.
Okay. Anyone that's listening,
Yes.
we're off it. We're done. We're back. Come on in. Have some fun. This
I
beat
can't
is
wait
sick.
for
Do you want to
Fast
take a
X.
ride on mine?
I had no input
When
for the
does that
last
come out?
15 minutes.
I can't wait for Fast X.
Fast X is gonna be great.
Comes up to Friday.
Yeah, Thursday.
Tomorrow?
What time? Want to see it in daytime?
in the evenings.
Oh.
I'm working, brother.
It's probably
We're
like
going
midnight.
Sunday, I think.
We're going Sunday. Yeah, we were talking about it already.
I won't be here.
Oh, why?
I'll probably just watch
Oh,
it
trying right.
like in a couple months.
Josh,
free.
what
Actually,
are
Sunday,
you
Sunday
doing?
night I might be here. I think I get in like.
I don't know.
I was thinking about going like Sunday at like 12
I'm
o'clock.
going
Okay.
Sunday morning.
Yeah, and then like
Like
coming
a-
back. We're
like
coming back to the
11.
house and like just having a BBQ or something.
Nice
vibing.
11. Nice
Recording
11
a
o'clock
pod
show.
review.
Nice.
I bought a fucking smoker.
I know. I'm proud of him.
Yeah, he
I'm
told
very
me.
proud of
I
him.
level up.
Leveled
Yeah.
up in the world.
Wait, what? Like
I bought a
a
grill.
nice one?
He brought a Traeger.
Bought a
Dude.
Traeger.
What's the tray? I don't know.
It's like
like
the
the best
best. It's like
brand.
one of the best brands for a pellet grill. Like what I got.
probably brand
outside.
new.
Yeah.
Got
Ballin'?
on, bud.
Yeah.
Fallen out.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm about to indoctrinate his ass.
When does
into
that? When does that arrive?
This was like end of May, I think.
Nice.
the- Nice.
Just in
Yeah.
time for.
Very
I got a
nice.
price on it too, man. They
Barbecue
were like,
or smoking.
it's like $800.
Mm.
Just like a good price for what I was looking at. Like for anything relatively, like that was a really good price.
Does
for
it
a
have
brand.
shelves?
There's two. One main grilling surface, one vent up top to put your meats on.
Sweet.
Is it the same as yours?
No, different cooking service. Looks more like a traditional barbecue. It's a bit more square.
I showed you last night,
His
Jill.
hopper.
Yeah, I know, but I
yeah.
can't remember what Hags looks like.
Mine's a circle.
Hags is like a
Charcoal grill.
Yeah.
pretty much.
Yeah.
Oh
it's like a
yeah,
charcoal
yeah,
grill,
yeah, yeah, yeah. Gotcha.
Mine's like got like the flap in the front.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
It's gonna be sick. I'm gonna have to teach him a lot of stuff now. We're
Yeah,
gonna
I
need-
gotta-
Gonna be smoking meats.
I gotta get into the culture.
The culture's deep, man. It's a great time. I get horny thinking about it. I can't wait. I'm thinking about making smoking beef ribs for us on Sunday.
Where do you get your
My-
smoking like knowledge from? Is it like YouTube?
A lot of YouTube,
fucking
just doing research,
YouTube
and then a
shorts?
lot of honestly, like, and even the boys on YouTube will say this. A lot of just trial and error. I love like barbecue food, so to me, even if I fuck up, it still tastes pretty good. So like, it's just about learning and experimenting for me. I just enjoy that process of like learning what works, what doesn't, what happens when I do this, what happens when I, I'm very much just enjoyment of the
I
process.
put some lemon juice in my marinade for when you cooked me a steak last
That's
week. It was
nice.
good.
That's good.
It's really
That's
good.
shit.
What's your favorite meat to smoke?
Ooh, ooh.
Mm.
So, the answer will be a brisket, but it's
Figured we would've said ribs.
well. That's,
I was
no,
thinking
I like
ribs.
ribs as well, but no. The answer is a brisket, but it's a fucking like I smoke them for 18 hours. Like that's a
Yeah.
fucking process.
That's a full on.
In terms of like just eating food, I love a smoked steak. Like when I want to sit there
Steak
and
is fucking
cook
sick.
myself a good smoked steak, that shit is fucking top notch, man. You can't get much better than that.
Is that as good as like?
Half hour on the smoker, and then I'll get get my cast iron heated, and then just
Okay,
reverse
I was
it
trying to
unsear it
think. I
on
was like,
each
how does
side.
that?
So good, man. It's
Like a reverse
insanely
sear.
good. Yeah. Yeah, like when I cooked Zach steaks there when I did the burgers,
Mm.
I put them on about halfway through when the burgers were done, and then I let the thing I was doing the smash burgers on. I seared his first on each side, and then I let it sit in the corner of the rack just in case I didn't sear it for long enough because I really only wanted to get a bit of a crust on it.
Nice.
And then it kind of just because it was cooking low and slow, right? Like low and slow. If you got the time, that's the way to cook meat, man. Don't matter what you're doing.
I'm sad I missed that, man.
He's falling
The,
apart.
the pickleball 20.
He's falling apart.
How was that pickleball 20?
We didn't really have it. Well, I may have been having a heart attack, but that's a different story. Yeah, legitimately, I might have had. We don't know. It was fun, but
Yeah, the CF episode.
no,
Oh.
it wasn't really CF related. Well, we might have been CF related. We don't know what
Are
it
you
was.
okay?
My uncle recommended I go to the hospital, but I said no because the boys were over. So
Jesus.
yeah, I didn't really say much about it. Like, I think the boys could tell I was a little bit off because I wasn't really doing much.
Well,
aside
I
from
was
cooking.
aware because I was the first one who came here.
Yeah,
And
yeah. My arm was like on fire and numb, and I had severe chest pains the whole day, and I was like warm and sweating and shit, which is all the
Jesus.
signs of a heart attack.
Oh, okay.
So I was just like cooking meats, walking around the house. I played one game of pickleball, and then I walked away.
My uncle said go to the hospital, but instead
He's a nurse as well.
But instead I started cooking meats and playing pickleball.
yeah.
His meats are so greasy. You just fucking
Yeah.
gave him like a contact.
Well, we pretty
heart
much
attack.
had it narrowed down to it was either a heart attack or heart symptoms, or it could have been like
Have you gone to the hospital
severe-
since?
No. It could have been that or severe indigestion. So
Let's hope for the
what
latter.
happened was when everyone left finally and stuff, I kind of just laid down, and then sooner or later I fell asleep, and then I woke up and it didn't hurt as much. So I figured I was good. Is what happened. And I took the other argument was that it could have been indigestion. So I took like 3 indigestion pills like prescribed, and they didn't help at all. But my uncle said that if the pills didn't work in like an hour, I should definitely go to the hospital. So when the pills didn't work in an hour, I just acted like nothing was wrong to the best of my ability.
Straight to jail.
You can't do that.
I can. I do it all the time.
He's fine now.
Hey,
Look at him.
can't do that.
Yeah, I woke up and I was good, and I'm good. I'm right now.
Slept it
feeling good.
off.
So we were
Big
also
man.
debating maybe if it was a pulled muscle because like I played golf the day before, but I don't know how that would have resulted.
Hags
in my
knows
arm
his
on fire.
limits. Hags knows his limits.
I know I'm a specimen, and I just know how to fight this shit. You
Yeah.
know, sometimes like I'm a pussy when it comes to certain things, but other times like I just have an ability to just turn my brain off and be like,
Me
fuck
trying
it.
to convince myself that I'm okay enough not to go to the hospital
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
definitely something that I would do.
But isn't that? But doesn't that kind of also make you a pussy a little bit? Because you're scared of
Don't wanna
facing
go to
your
the
fears.
hospital.
Going to
It
the
has
hospital.
nothing to do with fears. I just had the boys over and I didn't want to leave.
When
just
I
had a
burnt
lot
my
going
finger, I thought that I was like gonna have to go to the hospital.
on. No, you don't.
I was just like, I am not going to the
No,
fucking
no,
hospital.
no. You just put it in a bit of water.
Just
Dude,
slept it off.
You want to know what I do
Literally.
sometimes?
Well,
You-
fair enough. You got to be there like 12 hours to see
That's
somebody.
what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I'm
You know
not
what I
fucking
do?
going to the goddamn hospital only for them to give wrap it up and put fucking cream on it. Like,
Yeah,
man,
it's just
fuck
pussy
that.
shit.
You should
That's
have
what
did
I
this
said.
12 hours ago.
Well, that's what I
why
was
I came
saying.
here.
Yeah.
Well, that's why I didn't want to go to the hospital because I remember like a couple years ago I had a half similar. It wasn't. I'll admit it wasn't as bad, but I had like a half similar chest pain. And Mom got spooked, so she brought me to the hospital. And it turned out it was just like severe indigestion. They gave me some pink shit, and it went away in a half hour. And I was like, if this is the same thing, even though my arm wasn't hurting last time and all that kind of stuff, if this is the same,
Even though this
thing-
was way worse.
yeah, but if this is the same thing, I don't want to sit in an emergency room for 3 hours just to get fucking pink liquid.
So do you get like fucked when that too? Like where you got CF? Like will they like rush you up?
Depends. Like they would have brought me in pretty fucking quick if I said I have cystic fibrosis and my arm's hurting and I'm sweating and I have chest pains. Like that's literally like, yeah, like that would have been a quick turnaround, I think. But
Blue.
Doctor's like in there like stitching up somebody. He's like, oh fuck! Stitches out of his forehead.
I gotta go.
Get him in! Get him in! Get him in!
Do you think it was long COVID?
long COVID?
Yeah, you had COVID, right?
Yeah, I did. Maybe. I mean, I feel like I would have.
Long COVID? What the fuck is
That's what
long?
they
Like
call
when
it.
you have like symptoms. It sounds like COVID symptoms. Like when you have symptoms like way after you
When
get.
you had COVID, your arm was on fire and your
No, but like
fucking-
aches and stuff and sweating and all
Just
that.
like normal COVID symptoms, but you get them like after you've had COVID.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
just don't go away.
Yeah.
They're just like long lasting.
Yeah.
Or-
No, I don't
so they
think
call
it
it
was
long COVID.
that. I think it was just a severe form of indigestion. That's what we're going with. We're
You
gonna
had a mild heart
Am I
attack.
not?
That's what we're gonna say to make ourselves sleep at night.
Yeah, that could have happened as well.
We're here now, so
Maybe all
Yeah,
those
it's
smoked briskets are catching up on you, Maddie.
I do. My diet is repulsively fucked for like high cholesterol.
Dude,
and-
that's probably
like
why.
aftershocks
'cause
from
you just got
Nashville?
back from Nashville.
Dude, all I do is eat red meat every day. Like it's literally just high
Might be
salt
why.
diet, red meat. Just
Hags the liver king.
dude, my liver is fucked too. Supposedly, maybe we
You're
don't
the
know yet.
liver lizard.
I gotta get blood work done because they've detected that my liver enzymes are high. Is what they said.
which
High.
is bad.
I don't know. I'm assuming bad.
Good.
Not good. Not
Looks
good.
good.
Well, considering I'm on like not experimental, but like fairly newly approved drugs that are like really
Right.
expensive, and that's like your liver takes the toxins out of that shit. I think it's just overworking right now.
too-
So they
too
told me to lay
saturated.
off. They told me to lay off drinking a little bit as well for a bit. I didn't really
No.
listen, but
Sounds like I don't think you did.
I didn't drink as heavy.
Yeah, you're also supposed to do like fucking exercises and take all these pills every day, which you just
I don't take
do.
all of them. My vitamin K is also fucked too. Like I got a lot going on in my life, mentally, physically, emotionally. You know,
I have a doctor guest on here. I know a doctor. I
What's
know a
going
few.
on, Matt? What's going on?
they do like my
What's
blood.
going on,
They
Maddie?
take my sugars live and do a blood
Maddie,
do
Maddie.
all that live on the
Live
pod.
assessment.
Do
Maddie,
live
what's going
physical.
on, buddy?
My lung function's higher than it's ever been. It's at 136 now. It's fucking high as shit.
Let's go.
What's that?
So for a person my height and weight, without cystic fibrosis,
So the
is
average-
100.
14-year-old.
In age, you cunt. I also weigh more too. I'm up to like 144.
Boy.
Fucking
Just throw that
joke.
shirt. Yeah, the kids XL one.
Might not be able to fit that anymore. Too jacked.
No, I'm too. I'm gonna rip through that soon.
It's like the Hulk.
But yeah, someone that is my height, weight, and age is 100%. So I'm at 136 or something. So I'm 36 percentile better than the normal
I
person.
don't even know what to say. It's like kind of good news, kind of bad news. So like, you're kind of right in the middle. So like,
I'm pretty much, I could die tomorrow and I could be great. Who knows? Whatever. Same thing with you guys. You guys could fucking do some shit. What's the worst that could happen, man? But you want to talk about good food? Speaking of barbecuing and shit, because I haven't gotten to talk about Nashville on the pod. Holy fuck, boys!
I'd kill for one of those briskets right now.
I'd
good.
fuck
Pretty
a man
cool
in his
to
mouth.
adventure outside Florida.
No, not really. Cause like, so like,
No,
none of you have
Florida's the
been to
best.
Nashville though, so I can't. No,
I haven't.
Zach, have you been for the
I
CMT
haven't-
stuff
I
with
haven't.
Jess?
My Jess was there, and my mom and dad were there as well.
So, I'm not a big city guy in terms of like a concrete jungle-esque type city, like a Toronto, even a Montreal. When I was at Chicago, when we went to Chicago on the way back because our flights
Chicago's
got
like
fucked,
that too.
didn't really like it. I don't like that vibe. Nashville doesn't have that vibe, and that's why I liked it, I think, is because it's really just one main little city center. Well, not little, but like the downtown area. And then everything else is just suburbs and rural areas, and there's highways going out of the city, and you can go wherever you want, really. And I think that's why I liked it more, is I didn't feel as, like, fucking constrained. Like, when I go to Toronto, I'm like, this is cool for a weekend, but if I had to
It's full
stay
of
any
skyscrapers
longer,
and
and
shit.
shit like that, I'm like, fuck this, man. Like, it just doesn't feel like home. It feels like I'm in a fucking... Literally
city.
just in a big-ass building. Like, that's it. And I
Feels
don't
like you're in a
that.
simulation.
so Nashville felt like home.
Yeah, in a weird way. It felt very similar. Like, I mean, you had the Southern hospitality is true. Like, everyone was really, I mean, I'm sure there was a lot of racism.
What did they say?
I was gonna say.
But, like, I'm a white guy, but which gets into the next thing that was pretty crazy that I haven't told you guys about yet, which was fun.
All right, lay it on us.
So basically, when we get there, right, we get the airport. We get a girl picks us up. I won't name drop her just in case she listens to the pod. But she was a great lady. Love her. She was a lot of fun. She was.
I feel like I have an idea where this is going.
She picked
What do
us
you mean
up
by
in a
Was this an Uber driver?
Uber driver. She
Okay.
picks us up.
Did she call you white folk?
No,
why
God,
would
no,
why
nothing
would
like
she, why
that.
would she listen to this?
Because I was wearing my second round pod hoodie and she asked me about it, but like nothing crazy. Like I just was like, oh yeah, this is a podcast me and my buddies do. She's like, oh cool, like just making small talk in the Uber,
Yeah,
right?
she's not checking.
But
that
like she was telling us some crazy stories. So like I don't know what nationality was, but she looked like Latina to me in the way she was talking and describing. I could be wrong, but
Good
that's
use
what
of
I
your
thought.
feminine.
Was she hot?
Yeah, not my type, but like she definitely wasn't. She wasn't ugly at all.
Out of
Like,
10.
Oh my god.
6.8,
Okay.
which was solid.
Getting into the decimals.
That's a
6.8. I wasn't going to go that far.
Well, that's what you gotta do. You gotta be real.
Yeah,
Real
yeah.
talk.
No
She was
rookie
great.
scores.
Great.
No
She was hilarious.
You're
So
gonna-
we went to Taco Bell. She brought us to Taco Bell, and I bought her a taco. And for like us going there, we were crushing. I was crushing two steak quesadillas
In the
and-
Uber?
Yeah. Well, no. We didn't eat it in the Uber.
Okay.
Sorry. We went through the Taco Bell, and she was like, "Yeah, sure, we can make that stop. No big deal. Like, let's just get some food, and I was like, I'll just tip you a little bit extra." She was like, "Sure." So I tipped her.
A
I tipped
taco?
her decent, and she like, no. Like I tipped her.
I don't even want this. I'm vegetarian.
No, she didn't want any food, and then I was tipping her like in the app, and I was like, "You sure you don't want anything?" She was like, give me a taco." I was like, "Okay, I'll get you a taco." So I got her taco, and I tipped her afterwards more money, not just a fucking $1
Good,
taco
good.
from Taco Bell.
Said the check.
You cunts.
You were framing it. In that
Yeah,
way.
sorry, that was my bad for the frame there, the frame job there.
Honestly, I don't care if you tipped her extra.
So then we're driving.
Stevie's here.
Okay, Stevie.
Yeah, I was tipping pretty well on that trip. Not gonna lie, I think some people were surprised with the Canadian tippage there. I was tipping at least 20%, just vibing. If they were nice people, occasionally I didn't tip well because they were not nice. Well, I shouldn't say they were not nice.
What
but
I'm
they,
saying
they
is, you
didn't
don't
provide
need
a
to tell me how
service.
good
Like,
you
there was
tipped to
nothing they did.
validate your trip. It's okay.
But
If you
I'm
want
a
to
good-
tip somebody $1 on a $100 bill, I do not give one fuck. Don't care.
I'm a good person. I tip 20% on
Anyway,
all my meals at my
what's your
last vacation.
What's your story, Hags?
So-
Continue with your story.
So we start going towards the Airbnb. We get on the highway, and it's just outside of Nashville. And we go and we pull in and we fly by this
Paint
gas
the picture for
station.
me.
We,
Paint the
we
picture.
we get off the highway. We come into like an area, and it's starting to get a little more. It's dark, so I can't see everything.
What do you mean by dark?
A little more urban.
No, I didn't mean that at all. I meant like it's dark, as in it's nighttime.
We're going
is
down a
when we
dark path
arrive.
here.
But we
Okay, well, you phrased that all wrong.
He's
mean
painting
dirt?
you a picture, man.
Yeah, no, I'm
I
getting it.
said it's dark.
It's
and
art.
guys
You
took
get
it-
off the highway, the sun's coming down, it's starting to get dark outside, as in the weather.
Yeah, and then like, well, the sun was already down pretty much by the time we got off the highway. So, anyways,
Okay.
so we're going and we pull up and we go through the street, and I'm not noticing anything. It's cool. Like it looks like a suburb. Like it definitely like there was some. There, you could tell you were on the outside of the city in the sense of there was like some garbage and shit in areas, but nothing that I would say was alarming.
Okay.
So then we pull up to the place, our room, and she stops the car and she looks back and she's like, "You guys have been great. I really like your like," because we had a grand old chat. Like we were laughing. Like she was a great, like loved her to death. She was so much fun. So she looks.
She
back at
wasn't
us-
like the girl in Florida that was from New York.
No, God no.
Literally
Oh, I
on a
love
fucking
that
mission,
girl.
on a mission to kill us.
Yeah.
Wait, who was that?
That was sick.
She was
One from New
personality
York.
wise was fine. Her
Yeah,
Atlanta
but your
Magic.
driving was a bit alarming.
What?
After the Magic games.
after
Oh,
yeah,
she
the
was
chick that
dope.
was flying.
She was like,
between
She
"Get the
lanes.
was
fuck out of
she
my
was
way."
floating down the road.
Man, that was hilarious. I still remember
So
that.
she.
We
so
were all looking at each other like, "Holy
was
fuck,
fucking
we're gonna die."
I had a great time in that Uber.
So this lady turns around. She looks at. She goes, "So you guys have been great. Just because I like you, I want to let you know, you're not staying in the best part of town." And I was like, "Oh,
Oh,
what
no.
do you mean?" She was like, "Well, I used to live down farther, and there's a lot of shootings and a lot of like robbings and like just it's not a good area to be. A lot of gang violence and shit." And I was like, I looked at Zeke and I was
Cheers.
like, "You booked this fucking Airbnb? Where the fuck did you book us to?" And to keep in mind, the Airbnb had like 5 stars. Room was beautiful. It was on the pictures and everything. So I'm looking. I was like, and I kind of looked at her and I was like, "So do you think we need to like leave?" She was like, "I don't know. I mean, I'm sure it would be hard to find something, but like if I were you, yeah, I'd leave. Like make sure your doors are locked. Like look like there's a lot going on." I'm like, "What the fuck?" I'm like, "How the hell?" Like, and then so I'm like, "Are we like gonna die? Like, are me?" And I don't want to. Like, are we in the projects? What the fuck's going on? Like, what is Nashville? This is my first night. I haven't.
How much
seen
was it a
anything.
night, if you don't mind me asking?
$78 a night, but we got that. We booked it before. We booked it.
That's
before.
it?
You get what you pay for.
No. Hear me out. We booked it before Taylor. We even knew that we were going to Nashville. What me and Danica did, because we knew the prices would skyrocket as soon as the places were announced. When you pre-booked for tickets, you got to pick 3 locations.
Yeah.
We booked an Airbnb in all 3 locations that
And
we
then
were
canceled the
eligible,
other
and then
2.
canceled the other 2.
Smart.
So all prices fucking flew. To get a hotel
Very
downtown
smart.
was like
That was very smart,
$450 a night.
I would,
But
never,
still,
I would
like-
never think
Yeah.
of that.
Even without the Taylor factor, like $78 a night for an Airbnb is cheap.
It's just a room though. It's not a house or anything to ourselves. It was a room attached to a person's house. Like that's all it was.
Oh.
Yeah, like we just
okay.
booked a room.
Never
That's
mind.
all it was.
Oh,
It was like a in-law suite. Like it had everything in it,
Oh,
but it was
okay.
like
You're in a
it was
pool
like
house.
basically he renovated his garage into
Right.
a place for them to stay.
so
So
it's like an apartment.
I wouldn't call it an apartment.
Pool house.
And then last week.
Yeah, it was an in-law suite,
There
like
you
a
go.
very small mini kitchen. Like
In-law
there wasn't like a massive fridge or an oven or anything. It was like just a little like burner thing with a microwave and like a bar fridge, like a mini one.
So it's pretty much like a man-made
in-law
hotel
suite.
room.
Yeah, pretty much man-made hotel room. They're literally called in-law suites.
It is an in-law
But
Zach
suite.
I thought
doesn't
it was
know.
in his garage.
No, but it's an in-law
That's
suite.
what
an
an
in-law
in-law suite
suite.
is, Zach.
I thought an in-law suite is still inside the house.
It's
It is.
It's part of
the
the
garage
house.
was
Attached
attached
garage.
to the house.
Yeah, it's just when you say garage, it just kind of fucked me up a little bit.
This isn't like
It's a detached
anyways.
garage. And
I look at her and I go, "Do we need to like leave?" And she's like I would. And then as we're getting out, she goes like, "I'm so sorry. If I had my gun here, I'd give it to you so you could have it." And I was like, what the fuck? I was like, am I supposed to like acknowledge that? And I just kind of laughed and I was like, "Oh, don't worry about it. Like, I'm sure we'll be fine." So she drove away. She gave me her number. She was like, "If you need me for like rides or like need to know
Oh, okay.
anything, like
Fair.
let me know." And she's like, "You can just pay me
I
cash."
thought
Or like
that was
and-
going somewhere else.
no. And then
if you
she-
need the boys to come pull up.
there
like-
was an element of that in the tone, I will admit. Like she was like, "If you need me
If you
for
need
anything,"
me
yeah, she was like, "If you
for
need me for
anything.
anything, you let me know and I'll come." Like,
Shit.
so I then walk into the room, beautiful room, like the floor, beautiful, like it was perfect, and I'm like,
Yeah, pictures.
"No, I don't know my
He
sorry."
doesn't take pictures.
But I looked at Danica and I was like, "What the fuck did you get us into?" Like, it wasn't specifically because of how the fuck would she know? She was like, "I don't know, what the fuck." So in the house we were staying with was a guy, his wife, and 2 kids. So we were like, if they're living here, like it can't be that fucking bad. Like, what the fuck are we talking about?
Mm.
So, long story short, we were perfectly fine. Didn't hear anything crazy. There was one night, the last night we were leaving. So Saturday night, we were leaving early Sunday morning, so we just stayed up. And Saturday night, there was a banger going on down the street. I'm talking like fucking 35 cars parked on the fucking front lawn.
You should have pulled up,
Like
man.
I like and like
Little
buys
Don's Royal Garage Party?
buys
Yeah.
like patio chairs on the front little porch, and buys just fucking like drinking, like
Project
looking
X
around.
vibes.
That's Fast and Furious
No,
vibes.
this
Yeah,
no, it's
that
more
is. It was fucking Vincent.
with the guitar. Dum, dum, dum. No, it was more like
You're trying to sleep and all you hear down the road is.
it would have been sick. No,
Fake
it was
families.
it was a lot of
Fake families
it was a lot of like gangster rap and trap music and stuff.
Fair.
Like they were
They were
vibing.
trapping.
So that's the only night we saw anything that you could. After I don't want to. If I
only
didn't
flag.
hear, if I didn't hear the description of you're in a really bad area of town, I wouldn't have thought anything but they're just having a party.
Yeah.
But then like when she said that, like I don't know, maybe this
You
is where
assume
like.
gang shit.
But yeah, and like I don't know if this is kind of like where parts of racism come from, but like whenever we get rides back then starting after she said that on the Ubers, I was like noticing more shit. I was like, yeah, actually that fucking house looks like fucking crazy, like, and like abandoned
That's because you were
cars,
told
but
something,
like
so that's the
abandoned
concept you're
cars
looking
like
for.
completely stripped out and like no paint on them and shit, and I was like oh my god. Like and then like the gas station that we passed through, the first time we passed through it, I just looked like a gas station.
cages.
When I looked, everything was barred up, like you
Yeah.
couldn't get anything, and I was like,
Yeah.
oh, like they get robbed.
Man, they had that-
probably a fair amount.
They had that
like-
shit in Ottawa. That's
yeah.
not that
no,
bad.
but I didn't think it, like it was, and it turned out to be not a big deal. We met the guy that owns the house one day as we were walking back in, and he was super nice. Like asked us how our trip was doing. Like we didn't have any bad encounters. And I will say this, knowing that he had like 2 kids and a wife and stuff, and they were like literally sleeping like in the house in a way with us, that made me feel way less like more safe. Because in my head, I was like, if this guy who's in my head a normal adult is willing to live there with his 2 fucking kids
And rent it out.
and rent it out, like, and it had 5-star Airbnb reviews, like the place was immaculate. He obviously put effort into this. It wasn't like a trashy place we were sleeping in, like new sheets, a bunch of like
See,
beautiful-
that would have scared me more.
no, see, to me that was just like if he can survive there, I'm sure it's not like that
You're
bad.
telling
I
me,
see what you're saying.
you're
I
telling
see what
me
you're
if
saying.
you go in there and there's fucking towels thrown around and like the bed sheets aren't made. And
No. I'm
shit.
thinking bigger picture. If I'm like a scumbag that lives on that block and I know there's a fancy Airbnb there and Taylor Swift's in town, so these people have money, I'm probably staking that shit out.
Well, we locked all the doors and it was free. We didn't have
Oh no,
anything.
not the doors. Like when you leave.
No, I get that, but like what I'm saying
Oh,
is
you're saying
like,
the owner was sleazy.
Maybe, but like anyone.
maybe, but like I felt like if I would agree with you if he didn't have like 2 kids and like a wife and like he was like just like seemed
It's all a
pretty
front.
normal. Maybe they're not even real. But like
Yeah,
we
just
hear the kids
embezzlement.
like playing in the house and stuff. Like it wasn't, and like his house, like his house didn't look like others around the area, shall we say? So like it wasn't.
So why would he put it like a nice house in that type of area? then?
It wasn't like it
Cheap
was.
property
It was.
tax.
I will not say it was as more of a nice house. He just upkept his more. It was a
Right.
similar
Fair.
design and structure to the others, but some of the other ones were
He
not.
cared.
Now others were fine. Like we were like, waiting for an Uber one day, and this nice like family came up and like had a chat with us, and they were like passing out flyers for something, and we were like, oh cool, like sorry we're not from here. And they're like, oh no worries, where are you from? Like it was nice. Like they weren't like, and it was an older gentleman, like I'm talking like 75, like walking up with like his granddaughter and someone else. So like there was obviously like a lot of families there, like but like there was obviously probably just some buys that also live there, because we found out after talking to a different guy what's happened in Nashville is because they're expanding it so much,
Gentrification.
a lot of people no kind of, but what happened was they used to have a lot of government
Gentrification?
they used to have a lot of government housing.
No, it's like when cities grow, the property value grows as it expands.
Oh, I was thinking of.
I thought
Poorer
gentri-
people kind of get pushed farther out.
I was
and
thinking of what
new
happened in
richer people
Rwanda.
get moved
What happened in
in.
Rwanda?
I thought gentrification was when like you
Oh,
go
like
into a
genocide.
let's
Yeah.
say a
Not genocide.
no, let's talk.
Well, in a way.
I thought I thought gentrification was like when you go into, let's say, like a predominantly African American neighborhood and like you make it more quote unquote white because like they're buying shit and like doing.
That's
stuff.
an aspect. It was more like those demographics are associated with rich and poor.
Well, that's kind of what happened. Is basically
I don't
they
think it
told
has
me
to
there was
do
a
with
lot of
race.
government
You want a
housing.
definition?
yeah.
The process whereby the character of a poor urban area is changed by wealthier people moving in, improving housing, and attracting new business, etc.
I think I was pretty spot on.
Well, yeah. So there was a group.
I
There
would
was
say you were pretty
there was an
spot on.
area of government housing that used to be downtown, but then with all the renovations and shit, as you said, they got pushed to more outside areas and stuff. So
Mhm.
that's just what happened. And I can't say enough. Like honestly, it was perfectly fine. I felt after the first day and like kind of got over the shock of her being like, yeah, like you want a gun? Like we need. I was like, we were pretty much fine. And then the concert was amazing. The food was insane.
Kind of weird
like,
that she'd say that to you. But I guess she was just trying to give you a heads up.
I think no, we saw later after we looked through all the reviews, there was one review. Like it was all 4 or 5 stars. There was one reviews that still gave him 4 stars and was like, yeah, like the place was beautiful. The guy who owns it was great, but we did get a couple Uber drivers that were dropping us off saying that it wasn't a bad area of town and stuff. So it is kind of known that
Yeah.
area is a bit more.
Typical bad area that's getting gentrified.
Yeah.
So,
But anyways, long story short, I got offered a gun, and there was a part of me
that's
that was
kind of
like,
fucked.
but this is
That
the
is
thing.
fucked up. That's scary.
This is a question I wanted. The reason I bring this up is I wanted to ask you guys this question. You're me there with my girlfriend. We're alone. A girl who like has been nice
Fucking
to us, completely
sucking.
perfectly fine, says to me, "We're in a really bad
I heard
area."
sucking.
Hold on. What the fuck were you talking about?
Sorry.
No, we're not gonna just.
That was out of pocket.
We're not gonna blow over that.
He's like, I'm there, with my girlfriend. And I was like, fucking and sucking.
Is that from a movie?
No, I just say it all the time. Fucking, I say it all the time.
Yeah,
to be
Hags
fair.
always says it.
But not as
Anyways.
much
Hags was like,
not as
fucking
much
and
fucking and
sucking,
sucking as
sucking
I
and
wanted to
fucking.
happened on that trip. But anyways.
Continue.
I never asked for that comment.
You opened the door. I just
did.
walked
I opened the
through it.
door. Yeah, it's fair enough.
So my question to you guys is, if she did have the gun, and she offered it to me after being like told like, hey, you're in a really a pretty bad neighborhood, a lot of shootings. Like I'm saying, I don't live here anymore. Used to. I'm offering this for your protection. Now I understand gold culture down there's different. Like there's a different mindset. Would you have taken it if she
No.
did have one?
The fuck am I gonna do with a gun?
Yeah, what
Murder
the fuck
someone?
am I gonna do?
Well, that's what I was saying. I was like, I don't think. How would I even?
There's no
take
good
it?
option with that gun.
Like
For all I know, that chick could be fucking undercover or something like that.
maybe she was.
You take the gun and she like.
If you're
arrests
getting
you.
robbed, the other person has a gun, and then one of you's dying. So either way, you're going to jail or you're dead.
I agree, but like,
And it's also illegal to own a gun that's not registered in your name.
oh, 100%. I'm not saying it was a good idea. I'm
Oh, no,
saying
no.
in that moment,
I thought you were asking that
do you-
though.
yeah, like, do you take it? Is my
I
No.
say
question.
no.
I wouldn't.
I don't think I would have either.
I think
I
you
said
made the
that
right
to
choice.
Jake afterwards. I was like, I don't think I'd be able to
What
take
am I
it.
gonna do with this? I'm like the biggest pussy in the world.
Like, that's what I was saying. It's like, I don't think I would have been able to do it because, like, even if I had it there, what am I going to do? Strap myself up as we go to the Taylor Swift concert? Like, that's fucked. Like, no.
Oh, dude, I'd say there was like.
Oh, there's a bunch of metal detectors and shit. You'd never get a gun in there. But, like, imagine if you could. Holy fuck. Nissan Stadium.
Bet
lit.
somebody did. People are fucked.
Why you
man.
gotta say that?
People are fucked in the States. I'm not saying that like I'm not saying that they were gonna use it. I'm just saying that there was definitely somebody out of like how many people were there? Like 80,000?
Yeah.
They estimated that there was an extra 500,000 people in Nashville for that weekend because of the Luke Combs concert, the Kentucky Derby, and Taylor Swift concert.
But how many people were at the concert?
74,000.
One person out of that 74,000 had a gun.
Well, yeah, I'm sure
One.
security did too and stuff. But
Oh yeah. I'm just saying at least one person was strapped up.
I'd be very surprised if they got it in. Yeah.
How many Ubers do you think we got in Florida that the fucking Ubers is strapped up?
That
Oh
one,
wow.
that fella that when we went to the casino was definitely strapped.
Oh, 100%.
I don't even remember that. I was
remember
drunk.
this
I was drunk.
That's
Yeah,
why
I was
it was
fucked
he
up.
was fucking baked to death.
Oh yes, he had
When
weed.
we went to the casino, yeah.
Didn't he ask us
Couldn't we
if we wanted
smell it
weed?
or something?
Oh, yeah, it was
Hags,
reeked.
did you go?
No,
No,
I thought
Hags-
you were talking about I misheard
No,
you. I
Hags
thought
was-
you were
Hags was
my guy,
bedridden.
the
I
guy
was
I
sleepy
no, I got an infection
Hags
and
was
couldn't
bedridden.
walk.
and sleepy.
Yeah. Hags had a minor heart attack
Yeah, again.
in his
I
legs.
don't know what happened that day. That was man, I'm just a walking fucking death, aren't I?
You're a walking, ticking time bomb.
Yeah.
It's
But
the COVID vaccine,
no, I was
yeah.
thinking of the dude that was recommending the steakhouse to us that his buddy owned, and he was like a nightclub owner by night and Uber driver by day.
Was
Don't
I there for
remember
that?
him. Don't remember him.
I don't remember him at all.
Oh, I remember.
Where were we going?
Hold on.
This is probably
I
the
might
wrong trip.
I might be getting confused with when me and
It was
Danica went.
Nashville as well.
Yeah.
No. When me and Danica went to
Oh
Florida.
yeah, shit. That was last month.
That was a guy. I apologize. That was when me and Danica went, and there was a guy who was like a nightclub owner, and he was giving us out like free admission to his buddies. Like,
That's sick.
I definitely remember the weed
If that
guy.
happened to us, we
100%.
would have went.
yeah, but he was strapped, 100%.
Yeah.
The weed guy was 100% strapped.
Oh yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
He was like selling weed out of his Uber.
I think
Yeah.
probably most of them are. They just have it like on the inside of their car or something.
Mm.
I don't know.
That or the glove box.
Yeah, like if I was living there and I was driving an Uber, I probably would too, because everybody else probably is.
But see, here's my thing: is that lends itself to a like.
Or is it against Uber policy to have a gun?
Ooh,
I
yeah.
don't know.
Yeah, I think so.
So
Inside, but how
So
do they
probably
regulate
nobody
that?
did.
How do they regulate that? It's my car. If I have a fucking, you're not Uber driver. Uber inspectors don't come to your house and look through your fucking car.
True,
It just
but
says
like,
in the policy, yeah, don't have a gun.
I
but
bet
then
there's some people.
you're risking getting terminated, and that's probably like your main source of income.
For some of them it is, but for some of them it's not. So it really doesn't. And again, you're risking it, but how do you find out?
People that want to have guns have.
They're gonna
guns.
have it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
fair enough.
I'm gonna throw out 20% of Uber drivers in Florida.
They're
That's a pretty
strapped.
big number.
It's a pretty
I
large
agree
number.
that it's maybe more.
Think
Honestly.
more?
More.
I don't know.
Dude, you're
What?
talking about a culture. that
Everybody has
all
guns.
they
in the
care
States,
about is
man.
guns. Like
I don't think that's true.
in
What
Florida, it
percentage,
is.
If you're
What's the? Can you get a concealed carry permit in Florida? Does any of us know off the top of the head? Well, then, yeah.
I think something just never mind. I don't want to talk shit out of my ass because I don't really know.
About the
No,
Ron DeSantis stuff.
So we do.
Yeah, I
So we-
knew
so
we,
something.
we
was
don't know
going
fuck
on.
about fuck, dude. This is our podcast.
I know.
I just
I thought
threw
he-
a stat.
I thought he like lowered the. No, sorry. In Texas, they increased the age
They did,
from
which was
from
very
18
surprising.
to 21
Yeah.
to get a gun.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah,
It
because you're
makes a
still
lot
a
of
fucking
sense,
adolescent
but-
when you're 18.
Yeah.
Like,
Then you get a bunch of like John Morants going around fucking guns. on
what is
Instagram
his
Live.
issue, man? Is he fucking like stupid?
So I'm on two wavelengths with that. I think he's stupid for constantly like posting it on Instagram and stuff. But I also think that like for the people that want to like crucify him, he did nothing illegal. Like it's legal for him to buy a gun, register it, have it. Like he can do that. Like there's nothing.
Did you see
There's
this-
a million people.
Did you see the clip of Skip talking about all his instances with guns?
No, I did not.
What was the one? I don't know. It was the Utah Jazz where like him and his buddies were in a car as they like the other team was like walking out to their bus and all they seen was like red dots like fucking like being pointed at them from the car.
Yeah, like that's moronic in a different level. What I'm saying
I think
is
that's
like,
illegal.
yes, I agree with you. What I'm talking about is
I
the
think that was the Pacers.
Was it
I
Pacers?
think it was the Pacers.
what I'm talking about is the incident, the isolated incident. If you isolate the incident of him with like in that video, just holding a gun, like being like gang, like that's not illegal. Like he's
No.
allowed to buy a gun.
Like, are you?
This is
You're
very
not allowed
fucking
to.
It's
stupid.
stupid because you're a public persona
It could
and
be
you're doing
against
all
NBA
that,
policy though.
which is why I don't. I definitely think
definitely is.
I think it is. That's why
it's-
he got suspended.
which is perfect. What I'm saying is, what I'm talking about is like, I'm perfectly fine with them suspending him. I'm talking about like the idea of like saying that like he's a fucking bad person because of that or something. I agree. I think he's a stupid person,
Well, he's
but that's
supposed
part
to
of
be
their
a role
culture.
model.
I don't know if that's called concealed carry though, because you can't like crack open a beer in a car. That's illegal.
Yeah, concealed carry means in a case.
Not like waving around
No,
like
you
that.
can have it on you. Like you don't. That's not.
Yeah,
But he had it
in
out.
a holster probably.
Yeah, but like it's
Yeah,
not
but, like,
illegal to
not
have
like-
your gun out in a parking lot. I'm pretty sure you
no,
can.
it's okay. I have no bullets in it. It's fine.
And also, is it for all I know?
Fuck
Is
it,
it
let's look up
intent-
fucking like.
Where was this? Where
Let's
did
look
this
up
take
Missouri's
place?
like gun laws. Come
Because
on.
it could also be a fucking open carry, which and then you're fucking allowed to walk down the street with an AK attached to you.
Oh,
Because
I-
that's different too.
speaking of all this gun violence shit, there was a funny ad that I saw today.
Where's this going?
It was it was called League of Legislators, and it was like a video game of like all the senates in the states like not banning guns and like collecting money and shit. So it's like you're like this little Mario character, but you're like a person, and you're doing the same game same things as a Mario game where you're jumping and collecting shit. But there's money that's flying, and if you get hit by the money, you're corrupted. And like there's like pictures of like Bill Clinton, and you gotta avoid them like they're the turtles in Mario kind of thing. It's fucked.
A very pointed political message.
Yes. Yeah. But that was
Yeah.
that was the whole thing.
My main point, really just to end it, like, I don't think it's right. I'm not trying to defend John Morant. I think what he did was stupid. I'm just saying, like, the people that are like, he deserves to be in jail. I'm like, not really. You live in a place where you can buy a gun
You think he's getting
from
suspended?
Walmart. Like, what's the fucking...
I thought it was against. I think he should be suspended, shouldn't he?
Do you think he's
He's
learn?
gonna get. I think
he's-
he's gonna get 60 games.
Do you think he's gonna be learning
60?
Chinese?
6-0.
Hey,
I said 20.
I think he's gonna get 60 because
Did-
he already got 8, and he supposedly went to rehab for like fucking
3
like
hours.
3 hours.
And then the next week he's doing the same
next week
shit.
he's back in NBA again. I think they're gonna fucking hammer him.
do you think he's learning Chinese?
Send a message.
No,
he's not. Gonna
he's
learn
too good
Chinese.
for that.
He's way
Who
too
is
good.
doing that though? Somebody is.
not anymore. Dylan Brooks is going to stay in the league. There was teams looking at him.
Oh,
Is it
really?
really?
And they said that he could also return now to Memphis.
Why?
He probably won't have
Because
jobs.
John Morant.
Oh, yeah, true.
70 fucking
They're gonna need
games.
all the help they
Man,
can
they're
get.
a they're a band of misfits, man. Holy
Oh, yeah.
shit.
Yeah.
Man, I
So
was thinking
toxic.
Well, actually, no. It's 2 fucking players,
yeah.
and 2 of the players just happen to
And
just.
Sabonis.
To be misfits and silly gooses.
The
Sabonis.
leadership of
Or
the.
no, he's on, what's it called?
He's on the
Sabonis
Kings.
My bad. My
Someone's
bad.
got stepped on.
Yeah. Not
Was a
really.
baby.
Not really. Not really. But anyways, he didn't get stepped on. But anyway.
Stomped on? I don't know.
NBA
No.
is so soft.
They're all pussies. That was nothing.
That was like Draymond got suspended for such a fucking.
He hauled him
joke.
back. Like he
It was
pulled
such a
he
joke.
lost
It
his
was so
balance.
Where's
and
his
he
dumb.
fell.
fucking leg supposed to go?
But not even that. Like, if I kick a guy when he's down, that, like, a fucking... they had him doing x-rays for, like, a broken fucking jet. Like, what are we talking about?
He was.
He did
losing it.
this. He did this, man. And they're like, 180 pounds of Draymond Green. No, not 180 pounds of Draymond Green coming on you. He flicked you off like you flipped off shit off your shoe. That's all he did on his fucking chest. Anyways, real quick to end the pod, I have a question for you guys.
We're
And then
gonna
we're
play this
ending it.
game.
No,
Can I
but
do this after?
we can do whatever. Yeah, sure. But I have a question for you. It's as always, my coworker Pat. I'll give him a shout out. He
I thought you said
constantly-
my coworker passed, and I was like, I'm so
No,
sorry.
No, Pat. My coworker Pat
That fucking
loves.
sucks. Were you close?
He loves to throw me would you rather's throughout the
Oh,
day.
Jesus,
Loves
here
them.
we
and
go.
he gave me one today that stumped me for a good while.
All right, so we need to allocate 30 minutes to this.
No. I think you'll be fine. Would you rather all music exist, but it's only sung by Pitbull in his style? So, like, you know, Blackbird and fucking Mr. Brightside.
I want
All
that
those
one.
songs exist, but it's Pitbull doing his
You
version
don't need
of
to
it.
say the second one. I want that one.
Or
That would just make everything better.
Or would you rather all artists exist, but all they do is covers of Pitbull songs? So, like,
First one.
everyone else exists, but they're doing, like, their version of, like, fucking hotel room service.
I want only Pitbull first one.
I'm sorry, my mic. I said, do you want only Pitbull or only Pitbull?
I think I would go with the range because like I can only handle Pitbull's voice like so much. And
It's
Pitbull,
such a tough question.
Pitbull got a lot of songs.
So, like, do they like say? Let's say, give me a band.
The Killers.
Swaco.
Yes, Waco.
So Swaco has to cover Pitbull, but he has to sing it like Pitbull.
No. He
There is
can
no
do
He would
it
sing
in
Swago.
like
his-
his own.
He can
Any
do it in his-
rendition he likes.
He can do it in
But
his
the
style,
lyrics-
but the lyrics and the overall musical key and shit has to be. It's imagine, like, you know, when you hear other people, like John Mayer does Free Fallin'. He did Free Fallin' in his way, but it's still Free Fallin'. So Swaco would have to do hotel room service in his way, but it's still hotel room service.
I probably do the range of people.
Kanye West.
What about him?
The same-
Nice name
this-
drop.
The same thing for Kanye West.
Oh God. Oh no.
I hate Kanye West so
Flow
everybody
Rider.
but-
That's why I said it.
I went with Pitbull singing everyone else's songs in his way because my thing is at least then
That's
I
what I'm
can just
saying,
go
man.
through
You're
a
in the
bunch of
minority
different
here.
songs. As much as it's his voice all the time, at least it's like new lyrics, new this, new that, new melodies, new this. There's only so many ways you can have an artist be like uno, dos.
So
Mommy,
you would
Pitbull.
prefer you would prefer to have, let's say he has like 30 songs he's ever made. probably
has
made
more
than
than that.
But he
Let's say-
has way more.
okay,
than
let's say
30.
50.
He probably has 65.
We'll say 65.
Way more than 65.
It's just Pitbull's songs.
Yeah.
It's not
So, like,
features. It's not features.
We'll just
How many
say
fucking albums does he have? Probably got like 4 or 5 albums.
Dude, he features more than he does make his own songs.
4 times 15, 60. So we'll go with 60.
Okay, so we say 60 songs.
No, Jail's looking it up.
Yeah, I want to figure it out.
Because, like, are
But
we
let's say
including feats?
60.
Are
Let's
we
just-
including feats?
Just throw out false facts.
Because, like,
Oh
I would-
shit! Okay, you're right. You are right, Zach.
Yeah.
Over 1,000 songs,
what?
including features. 300 singles.
Okay, 300 singles is
Okay.
what it would be.
So
300
okay.
singles times about like thousands of artists,
Thousands.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but you're only hearing the same song.
but they
yeah,
sound
but they're
different.
all different sounds.
Not really. Again, it's a cover,
is-
guys. It's not them just taking
It is
the
a
lyrics.
cover. Yes, it's a cover. They're still
But
doing
you
the
can't
song,
take it
but you
and
can
it, if it's like we at the hotel motel, you can't take it and be like we at the.
You can. That's
Yeah,
a cover.
Charlie
Yes, you
it's a
can.
cover.
We could do that.
Ed,
Yeah,
Ed
it's a cover.
Sheeran, Yes,
It's a cover. It's just the
Ed Sheeran
lyrics.
does it to every song.
It's the lyrics.
Like, go listen to John Mayer's version of Free Falling. That's the best example I can
There
give you
you
off the
go.
top of my head.
Yeah.
It's John Mayer performing Free Falling in his style, so it's finger picking and it's a softer voice and all. It's a little slower, but it's still Free Falling.
There's so much more
Yeah,
range
no, I
here.
know. I just mean like the flow of the words. Like he still says the flow of the words the same
No.
way.
No,
Not
no.
all the time.
Just gotta have the same words. That's all.
It's the same words. It's a cover.
Hmm.
You do it your way.
I'm sticking with my
Within
choice.
limits. You can't add
Burger
or
King, man.
take. You
Burger
can't.
King, man, have it your way.
You can't.
Burger King fucking sucks.
It does suck. Anyway,
Harvey's makes your hamburger.
That sucks worse.
Listen, Alex, keep me out of this.
So we'll go around the table. We're gonna. You might have convinced me just then, honestly, to pick the covers.
I had second
for you to
thoughts.
think that he only has 50 songs, dude, it's
How many
fucking
can you,
Pitbull.
how many can you name? I can only name 3 off the top of my head. Even though I know
International Love, hotel room service.
Yeah, crazy is one.
Yeah.
What's that?
It doesn't matter to get
Crazy.
crazy. Jump up,
Yeah, it
let's
is.
get crazy.
Yeah.
No, jump up, let's get
Oh, yeah,
crazy.
that
Yeah,
is it,
and
yeah.
then
Your mama, she gets crazy.
fucking
picture fucking, like-
that
Everything
one.
tonight.
The
And-
time of our lives.
yeah. Fuck, but that's a cover.
No.
We'll allow it.
Red
Wait,
light,
does
green
he
light.
not sing
Red
that?
light, green light's one. Yeah.
Does he not sing? Is he a feature on that?
But that's
Well,
that's
it's
the
called
other
green
thing. Like
light.
Timber. Timber is it that Pitbull feat Kesha or Kesha feat Pitbull? I can't remember.
I think
That's
it's,
Kesha feat
I think
Pitbull.
it's Kesha featuring Pitbull.
So are we including his features? Because
Well,
we
like,
included
if
his
Include
features,
his
that's like
features, then it's
3,000
free,
songs.
but
It's over 1,000 for features.
no, you said 300 singles. I think is a fair argument.
Just
Yeah.
the Pitbull parts of the covers.
It's just like him singing for a minute and then just music for a minute and then him cutting back in.
I'll take it. I'll take that. I'll take that over
That's
here.
actually pretty cool because then you can put your own words in it.
Exactly.
No, no,
Fill
no.
in the
You can't,
blank.
you can't. You can't add any lyrics.
No,
at
in
all
No,
to
you
the
can
cover.
sing it like in your car as the music is playing. You
Oh
just
yeah, it's like
make-
an instrumental, and you're just doing
Yeah.
a cipher. You're like,
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's karaoke
exactly.
pretty much.
yeah, maybe. mean,
I think I'm in the right here. There's only so much Pitbull you can listen to.
Can you
I've-
imagine listening to Pitbull all day, every day?
but he's doing like he's like, and I'm free falling, darling. Like just
I
fucking.
don't know. There would be no slow
Sounds
music.
fucking terrible.
Imagine
He's like-
Pitbull
he's
doing
like,
an Adele song.
Blackbird singing in the dead of night, Mr. International.
What the fuck was that?
Blackbird by the Beatles. Or like Hey Jude. He's like, Hey Jude. Mr. 305. Check it in for the remix.
Okay, guys. I think I'm gonna retract my answer previously.
Be awful. I just wouldn't listen to music anymore.
He's like, you gotta lose yourself in the moment.
Yes. Thanks for
Come
proving
on,
my
what you
point. Thanks for proving
Yeah.
my point.
I'm
He's like,
I'm
they're
jumping,
Miami
I'm jumping
girls.
off my train. I'm jumping over on your
Yeah,
train.
we're all jumping to your
yeah,
side.
we're jumping ship.
Yeah, the ship is sinking, and that's been the second round podcast. Thanks for listening. Sorry our hiatus was so long, but the boys were rolling, so we're back. Maybe. I don't know.
We had a fucking team to watch and then piss
Hopefully
the pants.
next time we come back, we got a trade being made.
Yeah, that'd be cool. That'd be cool to talk about. You know what else is cool?
Or we just won't talk about
Friday
it.
beers.
I want to play that game.